everyone. Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Anne Marie Bortz, and I am a real estate agent here in Dunnellon, Florida. Today, I am bringing you your February 2026 market update, and I'm going to let you know if you're thinking about buying or selling a home in Dunnellon right now, this video is going to save you thousands of dollars. You're seeing some dramatic shifts in our local market that you absolutely need to know about. So grab your coffee, tea, settle in, and let's dive into what's happening in Dunnellon real estate market right now. And hey, if you find this video helpful, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. I put out these market updates every single month to keep you informed. All right, so let's start with the big picture. The Dunnellon market is officially shifting towards buyers, and I'm going to show you exactly what that means. Right now, we are sitting at a 6-month supply of single-family homes. Now, if you're not familiar with that term, let me break it down for you. Months of supply means, and it tells you rather, how long it would take to sell all the current inventory if no new homes ever came on the market. So here's how to interpret this number. 0 to 4 months, that's a seller's market. Sellers have the power. 4 to 6 months, that's balanced. Neither side has a huge advantage. 6 months or more, that's a buyer's market, and that's where we are here in Dunnellon right now. We are at a 4-month supply back in December, so we've now seen a 50% jump in just 1 month. That's significant, folks, and inventory has stayed high since November. So what does that mean for you? Well, if you're a buyer, you've got some negotiating power that you have not had in months. You have time to make decisions. You don't need to rush, and you can be selective. And if you're a seller, you need to be competitive with your pricing and your presentation. Your home isn't the only option buyers are looking at anymore, not even close. Let's talk numbers. Right now, we have a significant amount of inventory on the market. We're looking at 471 single-family homes and 39 manufactured homes for sale in Dunnellon. To put that in perspective, this inventory level has remained consistently high since November of last year. That's 3 solid months of elevated inventory. So what does that mean for you? Buyers, you have options, lots of them. There's no need to settle or to rush into a decision because you're afraid that you're going to miss out. In this market, something better might come along next week. Sellers, standing out from the competition is absolutely critical right now. When buyers have this many choices, your home needs to shine in its photos, in its condition, and more importantly, in its price. We'll talk more about pricing strategy later in this video. Now, here where things are going to get real interesting. Let's talk about what actually sold in January. We saw a sharp decline in closed sales for single-family homes. In December, we closed 96 single-family home sales. In January, just 59. That is a significant drop, folks. Now, there are a few factors at play here. Some of it could be seasonal because January is typically slower. But we're also seeing buyer hesitation, and mortgage rates are playing a role in that, which we're going to get to in just a minute. So what does this mean for you? Buyers, this is actually good news for you. Less competition means sellers are more motivated to negotiate. You might be able to get repairs done, ask for closing cost assistance, or negotiate on price. Sellers aren't getting multiple offers right now, so you have the leverage. Sellers, this is your wake-up call. If you overprice your home, it's going to sit. And the longer it sits, the more buyers are going to wonder what's wrong with that house. Realistic pricing from day one is absolutely essential in this market. This is not December anymore. The market has shifted, and your pricing strategy needs to shift with it. Now, I don't want to make it sound like nobody's buying because that's not true. Demand is still present, but buyers are just being more selective. In January, we had 89 single-family homes go pending and 10 manufactured homes that went under contract. So people are buying. They're just not in a rush, and they're not settling. So think of it this way. It's like shopping during a sale versus shopping during the holidays. During the holidays, you might grab something quick because it's, short in supply before it's gone. But during a sale, you can take your time, you could try things on, you can think about it, you can come back the next day. What does this mean? Buyers, you're not alone out there. Other buyers are active, but competition is manageable. You can take your time with your inspections, you can think through your decisions, and you won't feel pressure to make snap judgments. Sellers, quality listings are still attracting buyers. The homes that are priced right, show well, and are in good condition, those are still moving. Focus on making your home the best option in its price range, and you will find your buyer. Now let's talk price points because this is where it really gets tactical. The most active price range in January was $250,000 to $350,000. This range accounted for 29 sales. That's where the action is happening. Once you get into a higher price range, 350 to 450, we saw significantly fewer transactions. There were only 12 sales in that bracket in January. This tells us exactly where the buyer demand is concentrated right now. So what does that mean for you? If you're a buyer and you're shopping in that 250 to 350K range, you're in that sweet spot. That's where you're going to find the best selection and the most movement. Homes are selling in this range, so you'll have plenty of options, but you also need to be ready to act when you find the right one. If you're looking above $350,000, you actually have even more negotiating power because there are fewer buyers competing at that level. And if you're a seller and your home is priced above $350,000, you need to set realistic expectations about how long it might take you to sell. Make sure your home shows exceptional value compared to the other homes in that price range. What makes your home worth that extra $50,000 or $100,000? Make that clear in your marketing and in your home's condition. I want to pause for a second. I know these numbers and statistics can feel overwhelming, and that's why I do this. I've been a licensed real estate agent for 25 years, and I live right here in Dunnellon. So helping people make sense of this market is what I do every single day. So if you need someone to walk you through what this means for your specific situation, just reach out to me. My contact information is in this video and also posted on my website and in the other comments for the video. Now let's continue by addressing the elephant in the room, mortgage rates. As of February 5th, the average 30-year fixed rate mortgage is hovering around 6.5 to 6.75%. Now, these rates have actually stabilized. They're not jumping around like they were last year, but they're still playing a significant role in buyer psychology. So here's what I am seeing. A lot of potential buyers are reportedly waiting for rates to drop below 6% before they make a move. And I get it. Lower rates mean lower monthly payments. But here's what I want you to think about. What does this mean for you? Buyers, if you're one of the people waiting for rates to drop, I want you to consider something. When rates do drop, and they eventually will, what's going to happen? Every other buyer who's been sitting on the sidelines is going to jump in the market at the same time. Suddenly, you're going to be competing with dozens of other buyers again. Prices will likely go up because of increased demand. So here is my advice. Consider the total picture. Yes, rates do matter, but so does the price you pay for the home. Would you rather buy now at 6.7% with more negotiating power and potentially a lower purchase price? Or would you rather wait for 5.9% rates and compete with everybody else and possibly paying another $20,000 or $30,000 more for the same house? Run those numbers with your lenders. Sometimes the math works out better to buy now and refinance later when rates drop. And sellers, some of your buyer pool is sitting on the sidelines right now, yes. But that means the motivated buyers are in the market today and they have less competition. So if you price right, you can capture those buyers who are smart enough to see the opportunity. Let's talk about how long homes are sitting on the market. And I'm going to use Rainbow Springs as an example since we have specific data for that community. Right now, the average days on market in Dunnellon is 88 days. And this is reflective of what we're seeing across the board. Homes are taking longer to sell than they did a few months ago. So what does this mean for you? As a buyer, this is actually good news for you. Longer market times mean you have time to conduct thorough inspections, bring your contractor in, and really think about your decision. You're not being rushed. Use this time to your advantage to make sure you're making a sound investment. Sellers, You need patience. Your home needs to be show ready, not just for the first weekend, but for several weeks or even a couple of months. Don't let your home conditions slide after week 2. Every showing could be the showing. So keep it clean, keep it staged, keep it ready. And if you're not getting showings, then we need to talk about your price. Speaking of Rainbow Springs, let's shine a spotlight on this community because it represents a really significant portion of our Dunnellon market. Right now, Rainbow Springs has 20 active homes for sale. The majority of these homes are priced between $250,000 and $350,000, and there's one listing at $425,000. There are currently only 3 homes under contract in Rainbow Springs. And in January, 6 of the 59 total homes that sold in Dunnellon were actually in Rainbow Springs. As I mentioned, the average day on market in Dunnellon is 88 days. So what does this mean? Buyers, if you're looking in that active 250 to 350K price range we talked about earlier, then Rainbow Springs should definitely be on your radar. There's strong inventory here, and it's a great community to focus your search. Sellers in Rainbow Springs, you have direct competition within your own neighborhood. This means differentiation is key. What makes your home special compared to the other 19 listings, or rather 20 now, in Rainbow Springs, or the other 451 homes for sale in Dunnellon? That's what your marketing needs to communicate. It might be upgrades, it might be the lot size, it might be the condition, but you need to stand out. Let's zoom out for a second and look at how dramatically things have shifted from December to January, because this is important. Supply went from 4 months to 6 months. That's a 50% increase in just 1 month. Sales went from 96 closed transactions in December down to only 59 in January. That's a sharp decline. So the trend is clear. We are moving towards a buyer's market, and in fact, we are already there. So what does this mean for you? Buyers, maximum momentum is in your favor right now. The statistics, the trends, the inventory levels, it's all working for you. This is your market. Sellers, you cannot price your home based on what sold in December. December's market is not January's market. If your agent is giving you comparable sales from November and December and telling you what you should list for, you need to ask them for what the current market conditions are, not what they were 2-3 months ago. The market is moving, and your pricing needs to reflect the current conditions, not past conditions. All right, buyers, now this section is for you. Let me give you my 5-point action plan for how to capitalize on this market conditions. Number 1, take your time. That 6-month supply means you don't need to rush. Don't let anyone pressure you into a decision. The house will either still be there next week or another one just as good will come on the market. Number 2, negotiate strategically. Ask for seller concessions, ask for repairs, ask for closing cost assistance. In a buyer's market, these requests are completely reasonable, and sellers are often going to be willing to work with you. Number 3, consider the full picture. Don't just wait for the perfect interest rate. Calculate the total cost. Run different scenarios with your lender. What if you buy now at 6.7%, but negotiate $15,000 off the purchase price? Compare that to buying later at 6%, but paying full price. Sometimes the math works out better to act now and refinance later. Number 4, get your pre-approval. Not just pre-qualified, pre-approved. In a market where sellers are being more cautious, you need to stand out as a serious buyer. A pre-approval letter shows that you're ready to move forward. And number 5, inspect thoroughly. Use your leverage to make sure you're making a sound investment. Get a good home inspector. Bring a contractor if you need to. This is probably the biggest purchase of your life. Do your due diligence. And if you follow these 5 steps, you're going to put yourself in the best possible position to get a great deal on the right home. Sellers, now it's your turn. Here is my 5-point action plan for succeeding in a buyer's market. Number 1, price aggressively, and I mean it in the best possible way. Overpricing your home in this market guarantees that it's going to just sit, and the longer it sits, the less it's going to sell for. I've seen it 100 times over my 25 years. The homes that sell quickly and for top dollar are the ones that are priced right from day one, not day 30, not day 60, or day 61. Number two, enhance your curb appeal. First impressions matter even more when inventory is high. So fresh mulch, trim bushes, pressure wash your driveway, put up a nice new front door. These things matter. Buyers are driving by a lot of houses right now. Make them want to stop at yours. Number three, professional photos and marketing. Remember, you're competing with well over 470 homes currently for sale in Dunnellon, and that's just single family homes. Your listing needs to stand out online because that's where 95% of buyers are starting their search. So invest in professional photography, invest in professional marketing, 360 staging, drone tours. It's worth it. Number four, be flexible. Consider home requests for repairs, closing costs, or timing. In a seller's market, you can say no to everything. But in a buyer's market, being flexible might be the difference between selling and not selling. And number five, work with the data, not your emotions. Your agent should be providing you with comparable sales data and current market analysis, not telling you what they think you can get or what you want to hear. If the data says your home is worth $320,000, but you want $350,000 because that's what you need for your next house, well, the market doesn't care what you need. Look at and work with the data. Follow these 5 steps, and even in a buyer's market, you can sell your home successfully. So what's coming next? Let me give you a few things to watch for in the coming months. First, the spring buying season. March through May is traditionally the busiest time in real estate. We'll see if increased buyer activity during the spring season can absorb some of this inventory, or if we're going to continue to see inventory climb. Second, mortgage rates. If rates drop below 6%, we could see a surge of buyers enter the market. If rates stay where they are or climb, we might see this buyer's market continue. Third, new inventory. Are more sellers going to list their homes in the spring, or are sellers going to hold off because of the current conditions? The amount of new inventory will impact how long we stay in a buyer's market. Fourth, national economic indicators. Inflation, unemployment and employment numbers, the Federal Reserve decisions, all of these will impact our local market even here in Dunnellon. And fifth, local employment and migration trends. Are people still moving to Florida? Are there new jobs coming to our area here in Dunnellon? These factors will affect long-term demand. Now, you want to know what I think? Here is my professional opinion. I think that we're going to see this buyer's market persist through at least the first quarter, maybe into the early second quarter. Spring typically brings more buyers, but it also brings more sellers. If we see interest rates drop significantly, that could shift things quickly. But based on current trends, I'd say buyers have the advantage for at least the next few months. That's my take, but obviously nobody has a crystal ball. That's why I do these monthly updates, so that you can stay informed. All right, we've covered quite a lot of ground today, and I hope this gave you a clear picture of what's happening in the Dunnellon market right now. Here's the bottom line. The Dunnellon market is giving buyers more power than we've seen in months, but that doesn't mean sellers can't succeed. It just means both sides need to be strategic. And if you're thinking about buying or selling a home, I'd love to help you navigate this market. Whether you need a personalized market analysis of your home, or you want to know what you can afford as a buyer, or you just have questions, I am here. All my information is right here on the screen and in the description for the video. And if you got value from this video, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and turn on notifications that you don't miss my next market update. Also, be sure to check out my other marketing update videos on the channel for Ocala and Citrus County. Again, I'm Anne Marie Bortz, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, happy house hunting or happy selling.